Welcome to the No Coup Podcast. I am one of your hosts. I'm Tyler.
I'm Mike.
And trade deadline has finally passed. It was a much anticipated trade deadline. Did it reach your expectations?
My expectations weren't that high, so actually, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like there was a number of moves. There was a lot of moves that surprised me.
Yeah.
It was a lot of like stuff. And if we had immediately gone like the next day,
yeah,
I probably would have been more negative. But having a little bit more time to think about some of the moves, like I see the long-term potential.
Yeah, that is what made this trade deadline a little bit different from others. It does seem like the majority of these were long-term moves. And part of it is because we have, possibly a generational draft coming up. And it looks like even the next few classes in high school are pretty, highly anticipated also. So that's probably one reason why, but there wasn't a whole lot of championship, hey, we're going for the championship right now kind of moves. And it still was interesting. Even though I was expecting the really big moves, there was more little moves than I thought it would be. So it reached my expectations as well. Where do you want to start? You want to start with one of the big ones, or do you want to go little first?
Let's knock out the big ones.
Okay. Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum all traded to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Tyus Jones, Marvin Bagley III, 2026 first round pick, that is Oklahoma City's pick, and a Golden State 2030 pick, which is actually probably a really, really good pick, and 3 future second round picks. And Malachi Branham leaves the Wizards and goes to Charlotte as a part of that deal as well. So, thoughts?
I'm excited to see how DC tries to put it together.
Yeah. They're not going to keep all those guards. Which one or two guards of that trade do you want to keep as a Wizards fan?
More so an NBA fan. I've liked what I've seen from Jaden Hardy. I would like to see him stick around and actually like either earn a key rotation spot or the opposite, whatever that looks like.
No D'Angelo Russell?
No, I'm good on that. I'm definitely good on that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree. I think Jaden Hardy could find a spot there. It looks like Anthony Davis and Trae Young will miss the rest of the season. Anthony Davis for sure, but it also looks like Trae Young will probably miss at least the majority of the rest of the season. I think they still have their own first round pick this year. I think they still have that.
Yes, so, and that's part of the gamble is that, there is good potential to get a top 5 pick.
Yes.
And this draft, I mean, you mentioned it, but like it's like clear cut one of the premier drafts coming up.
Yeah, it's looking like it, yeah.
These guys passed the test immediately. So DC, DC's looking at that, and we've started to get better getting talent.
Mm-hmm.
But the progression to like put it together hasn't really been there.
Yeah, I was sad to see AJ Johnson go because I've really liked some of the stuff he's done. Mm-hmm. That he's reached a level where I really want to see a lot more of him. But he'll be good on Dallas. Yeah, and I think the Wizards are rounding out their starting 5. It looks like there probably is one more hole they need to fill in their rotation, which I assume they're holding off for the draft pick. But I mean, having Trae, Keyshawn, is it Keyshawn George? Yeah, Keyshawn George, Sarr, and AD is a nice, building block.
Yeah, and I have like the Sarr and AD I really want to see together, and I'm willing to wait for that till next year.
Yeah.
But I am a little disappointed that Trae is likely to miss the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like to me, if I'm Trae, I would like to see how it looks with this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think him even playing like a small sample size, 10, 15 games,
Yeah.
I think just kind of sets a tone for like what we could expect next year.
Yeah.
So that to me, like, I don't mind if they had kind of kept it 50-50, and then later in the season, it's like, okay, he's kind of not getting back and we're not going to push him.
Yeah.
But to announce it in advance, it's like you're really punting on the season hard for the draft pick.
Yeah.
Which, like, I get it. The draft, again, is crazy. So in that way, it is valid.
Yeah. In their defense, they did say likely, so he could come back.
Right.
And Davis, I'm pretty sure they said he's definitely not coming back. But yeah, I think an off season where Davis and Sarr can work together, where some of these guys can get some practice time together, might make the beginning of next season even better. You know, the first time we see them together, even better. So, will be interesting. Okay, next big one, Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson, Jock Landale, John Conchar, and Vince Williams Jr. were all traded to Utah, and Jock Landale ended up on Atlanta. I'm not
Did he?
really
Wait.
sure how.
Wait.
Huh?
This is if I remember this correctly, because I peeped him cooking the Jazz, believe it or not. That game I told you about, his debut for the Hawks,
Yeah,
he cooked the Jazz.
yeah,
So as far as I understood, I believe they didn't include him in the trade and switched it, like somehow changed to trade him to the Hawks instead.
no, he got traded after for Lonzo Ball from the Cavs.
So he was
And
double trade. Double, that's what it was.
yeah, it was a 3-team with Ball, Landale, and then I think a pick that the Hawks I think just sent money for Jock Landale.
But the lore is that he was about to go to Utah.
He was.
And they said, you know what? We're trading you to the Hawks.
Yep.
And he I believe, drove to the game and cooked.
Had a career game against them.
Absolutely cooked.
Yeah. So that was in the Utah trade for Memphis receives Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, and George Niang, and 3 future first round picks.
Man, Niang gets around.
Yeah, Memphis, I gotta be honest, I don't really like Memphis's picks. I mean, their trades so far, because even though they are future trades, I don't really get the usually when teams do go for the future trades, they still at least make their team a little bit competitive right now.
See,
and
I mentioned earlier, like, getting a chance to think about it, all these moves kind of, you see the Memphis, I don't.
Right, exactly. I don't see anything that's going on in Memphis that makes any sense for me.
And there, I mean, we'll get to this either now. We could get to it now if you'd like. But part of it, they had another star player whose value was nothing.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Jazz. Jaren Jackson comes to the Jazz, and what was the other Jazz trade? They made another really good trade, didn't they? Oh, they picked up Boucher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they picked up Boucher from the Celtics. That was a buyout?
I believe so.
So got him for nothing. And they dropped Lonzo Ball in the trade with Jock Landale. So Utah gets big, and even in the Jaren Jackson trade, the other pieces they got, John Conchar, who's played pretty well in his time at Memphis, and Vince Williams Jr., who kind of has been rounding out into a solid role player.
Yeah.
To a very stacked young team in Utah. Stacked in, decent caliber players, guys who really like to play and play hard. What do you think this does for Utah? Like moving forward?
It's interesting. Utah's like they're like maybe a step or two ahead of what the Wizards are trying to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
And they've also kind of struggled to put the talent together.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, I like adding Jaren Jackson to the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's interesting. I think him and Markkanen could be very interesting together, very versatile, could both play outside in whenever you need, could both kind of take quick shots.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like potentials for the guards to have an easier time playing off these guys.
Yeah.
And again, it's like they've been getting close. This is a team that's like a 10-win turnaround, and they're fighting for a playing spot.
Yep.
And I wonder if Jackson's versatility on both ends, like that's the key. If Jaren Jackson's defensive impact is felt on this team,
mm-hmm.
like I think that's enough to make that little bit of a jump.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And the other thing Utah did was they still have picks from the Donovan Mitchell trade, by the way. So they have 2 first-round picks in 2027. They have 2 first-round picks this coming draft. Oh wait, no. Oh, they traded their picks for this trade. But in 2027, they're going to have 4 picks. 28, they have a pick. 29, they have 3 picks. By 31, they have 5 picks in that draft. So they're stacking up these picks. They have this young talent, Isaiah Collier, obviously Markkanen, Walker Kessler, Ace Bailey, Keontae George is like a star already.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're going to be good for a long time. Once they start flipping the switch to being really good right now, if they can get anything out of Ace Bailey, that they think that that they're expecting out of him, they could be dangerous as early as next year.
I like Bryce Sensabaugh, right? That's his name?
Yeah, Sensabaugh. Yeah.
Solid, really solid.
Plays really, really hard. I like him a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Cody Williams has been playing okay. Speed's been playing okay. He's been around for a long time.
Like Jaren Jackson is an on paper easy guy to fit.
Yeah, he is.
Like just visualizing how he played in Memphis, never stepped on anyone's toes. Like there was never an issue with touches with him. And this is a team that plays really fast, that everybody gets the ball. Like they spread it around so well. I think he's going to fit right in.
And even the things we criticized Jaren Jackson for in the past, which is effort, maybe production, now he goes to a team where he doesn't really have to provide that much production.
Yeah.
Like we criticized him about his production on Memphis because they needed it. And now on a team where they really don't necessarily need it all the time, hey, a 12-8 game from him could be all they need that night.
And it's those 3 to 4 blocks on top of Kessler protecting the rim. Now you have like a full-time rim protection.
Yeah. And Nurkic is a solid defender too. They have probably the best inside defense front court in the league right now, just with this trade. Yeah, so
it's been tough for them because Markkanen just can't get healthy. Like I honestly, again, they're so much closer than like the Wizards are.
Yeah.
In terms of getting to a point where you're like starting to look at how they develop as a winning team.
Yeah.
But it's been like little injuries here, guys being out of the lineup or not kind of being able to fit exactly, or just being consistent enough.
Yeah.
And again, to me, Jackson, like I really don't know how he has a negative impact on any of those things.
Yeah.
Like you said, 12-8. Who does that hurt on this team? Anybody can pick up the slack.
Yep.
So I really like it.
And they have almost enough for a max contract in the offseason. So if they could get someone to sign here.
It's crazy because you look at this move initially and it seems so expensive.
Yeah, it does.
Like just on paper, maybe it's just the amount of things you gave up.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, man, he's a good enough player to make this gamble on a team with this much flexibility with the draft picks. Like the future is so bright for them, even if they don't start winning.
Well, I think that it seems expensive until you look at them getting Vince Williams Jr. and Conchar, and I mean, even though they traded Jock Landale, whatever his contract was that they got to,
You got a
waive
lot of
Lonzo with.
Memphis's like impact in production.
Yeah, Conchar was probably Memphis's second or third best shooter. Vince Williams is their best like versatile wing. And whatever Jock Landale's contract was, you get all that money too. Like so they're getting off that contract. So I think it seems expensive until you look at those little details. And then you're like, wow, okay, that actually might have been a really good trade. So
Utah's a really fun team. I just think it's like enjoyable to watch how inconsistent they are. I don't think I've ever said that about a team. But the way they're inconsistent is interesting to see how they get more experience and figure it out.
Yeah, definitely they're a really fun league pass team to watch for sure. Okay, Cavaliers. Were you expecting them to be as active as they were? Before I get into what they got,
I didn't expect it, but I was happy to see it.
Yeah. Okay. So they traded DeAndre Hunter in exchange for Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, Emmanuel Miller, and Dario Saric got traded to Detroit off of this as well.
Sneaky good pickup.
Yeah. And then they traded Garland and a second-round pick for James Harden. So Cavs pick up James Harden, Dennis Schroeder, and Keon Ellis, and they lose DeAndre Hunter and Darius Garland. I'll start on this one.
Okay.
When I first saw this, I didn't like the Harden piece of this at all. And I was struggling trying to figure out, was this really the best they could have gotten for Garland, who, has been an all-star, who has been one of the better young point guards in the league, keyword young. And you're going to Harden, who's a lot older, who has been had 3 or 4 different stages of being washed in the last few teams. Like by the time he was at the end of his tenure on his most recent teams, people were saying he's washed, but yet he still is back to almost averaging a 25
literally
point
3
triple-double.
times. Nets.
Yeah.
Who am I missing?
Philly?
I feel like Philly, Clippers.
Yeah. And when he started on the Clippers, he looked washed. But then, this year he's almost back to a 25 point triple-double like he's always been. So I hated that at first. I liked the DeAndre Hunter move, but I really wanted them to get another wing, but they went for Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. I like the Keon Ellis pickup. Schroeder, I didn't like it at first, but I understand the getting a relief option for Darius Garland at that time because that was first. But now that I'm thinking about it, I love this trade. I love it. It might be my favorite trade of the and not just because I like the Cavs and I really like watching them play, but I think they were desperate for someone else that could create their own shot off the dribble and score off the dribble, but also get the rest of the team involved, which Garland game to game was either get his own shot or either get the rest of the team involved. And I think Harden finally gives them someone that can do both and do everything else on the court that Donovan doesn't have to do. But what do you think? What do you think now?
Again, because I was surprised that Cleveland got active, I had to double back to think about how we talked about it and the debate we had from who they should move off of.
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of feel dumb in hindsight that it was even a debate between Mobley and Garland. The answer was always Garland.
Yeah.
From just what we see on the court, the fact that we don't see Garland on the court enough, the fact that his inconsistencies I thought were harder to fix than anything Mobley was struggling with.
Yeah.
And there's just a belief in Mobley they have. I'm not sure if I'm there, but they have it. They've never shown that in Garland.
Yeah.
regardless of how well he's played.
Mm-hmm.
And like the trade before really makes this whole.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so perfect to get genuine guard depth before making this move.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, I'm a firm believer in addition by subtraction. So getting rid of Garland, even if you got role players, I think would have been a good thing.
Yeah.
But, like, I can't qualify James Harden as an upgrade.
Okay.
But where it works is I've been asking all season, like, we can't force feed Evan Mobley. Like, it doesn't look good.
Yes.
And again, doubling back, but for what? Like, who's he giving the ball up to?
Right.
The answer was only valid when it was Donovan Mitchell. It was never anybody else.
Right.
And now you add a second guy to not only Mobley will give the ball up to him,
Mm-hmm.
he will create more easy looks for Mobley.
Yeah.
That's one thing, like, as much as you want to debate how good Garland is, he doesn't make bigs better.
No, he just gives them alley-oops. That's it.
Like, yeah, I mean, everybody gives him oops, but, like, he doesn't create spacing for bigs to, like, really eat.
No, he doesn't.
Harden does.
Yep.
Harden does. And you add now we're not living and dying by Donovan Mitchell being consistently great at all times.
Mm-hmm.
There's some alleviation of the guard pressure to create, like you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
To me, again, you didn't upgrade because Harden is in his fourth stage of being washed, and we know what's going to happen in the playoffs. He's going to, like, he's going to completely abandon them when they need him most, which,
Mm-hmm.
To Garland's credit, he doesn't abandon the team.
Right. He just isn't playing.
But again, it just wasn't working with Garland.
Yeah.
And with Harden, I do see the potential of you matching up with somebody and outscoring them.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is exciting enough to make the move.
Yeah, and when you have a player like Donovan Mitchell, one of the biggest things you could hope for is when you play against another team, their best defender has to think about who he's guarding that night. The past few years, when you play against the Cavs, I'm just putting my best defender on Donovan all night, and we're good. We're fine. Now they have to make a choice. Like, the best defender probably will still be on Donovan, but then if he's on Donovan and Harden's getting off, they have to make a choice. Your second best defender probably can't guard James Harden, and that's where they're going to have an advantage against teams. They're going to have an advantage on ball pressure because Dennis Schroeder is a great ball pressure defender. Keon Ellis is a great defender as well. Already in his career, that's probably what he does best. So you take the pressure off Harden playing defense, off Donovan playing hard defense. You don't have that mismatch that Garland always had when they played bigger guards. That's gone. So, I like this move a lot. And it also shows they really trust in Tyson because he's been playing great and they're just letting him go.
He's kind of allowed them to clean up a rotation that's not looked good.
Yeah, because when Strus comes back, whether Strus starts or not, I mean, now they have really good depth. If it's Tyson or Strus first off the bench with Schroeder and Keon Ellis and the guys they've already had playing.
You know what
really
I love?
So.
Like, and again, I'll take being a certified Garland hater because I'm not really even positive on him going to the Clippers, even though they've been playing great.
Yeah.
But to me, like, Garland's game, it lives and dies off speed.
Yeah.
And it was like a gamble of which one you're like, if you're going to get the positive or negative aspect of it.
Yeah.
With Schroeder and Keon Ellis, like, you're specifically getting two guys that now speed is an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no mystery. These guys, like, their game is utilizing the speed to just play hard, push the tempo, make plays.
Yeah.
And again, like, it's just everything for them is about getting easy baskets for the bigs.
Yep.
I think if they could sustain that in playoff games, like they're going toe to toe with anybody.
Yeah, I agree. I think Schroeder is just as good of a pick and roll player as Garland was.
100%, and he'll dribble less.
Yep. Okay. Now we're getting into the medium size trades, which we'll go a little bit quicker on these. Celtics get Vucevic from the Bulls in exchange for Anthony Simons. What do you think about this one?
Celtics are very dangerous.
I think this is so much of a bigger deal than people know that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we're Vucevic haters. Like this podcast as a whole has been a Vucevic hating podcast, but it's still like a major upgrade for the Celtics. Like this is exactly what he's Porzingis that plays every game for what Porzingis did on the Celtics. He's doing exactly that, and he's going to play all the time. He shoots.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, like I'm thinking about it. It's if I could have thought about a system that I would want Vucevic to go to, like Boston is probably the one.
Yeah.
How fast they spread the ball around, how committed they are to like making passes. He thrives off that.
Yeah, he's like he plays exactly like Horford did.
Exactly, and you said he's such an upgrade over his ability to hit shots.
Yeah.
He also, like, on Horford, you fly out, you're good. He'll get you a dunk here and there, but you're not worried. Vucevic will blow by.
Yeah, he will.
So, he's going to be a matchup problem anytime if you have any sort of issues, like, being able to guard.
And he's a better passer than Horford. So, I mean, if you 100%. Get Vucevic at the top of the key, he sees the floor really well.
And he has better touch around the rim. Like, and again, with how fast they pass around, he's going to get layups on this team.
Yeah.
Horford did at like 36, 37.
Yeah.
So again, it makes so much sense with how fast they play. And
yeah,
I love like Vucevic takes quick shots.
He does.
He reflects kind of like the system of the team, and this team has thrived with guys like this.
Yep.
He's gonna cook for them, I think.
I do too. He got a double-double in his first game. So
easy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really good for them. I think they're going to be really, really scary when the playoffs come.
They're going to be lighting teams up.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And we still don't know if Tatum's coming back or not. But if he does, they got to be the favorites again. Timberwolves get Ayo Dosunmu and Julian Phillips in exchange for Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and 4 second-round picks. What do you think about this one? This one is Minnesota Timberwolves fans are really loving this one.
I like it. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Because you're bandaging, you're upgrading what you already do, but it doesn't address what's going to hurt you when it matters most.
Right.
See what I'm saying? He's an upgrade over Dillingham as far as what we've seen from him on the court.
Yeah.
And I think he's just a better, he's got better attributes defensively.
Yeah.
But he's kind of similar to Vucevic. He's a reflection of the team.
Yeah, he is.
His shot selection is going to vary depending on the team's shot selection.
Yeah.
And that's where, I'm worried based on how stagnant they get, he could play himself out of the rotation.
I agree. I think the only thing you get out of him is someone who plays hard all the time. I will give him that.
It's a great thing. It is an upgrade for them.
Yeah. He plays hard all the time. He gets a lot of steals. He's a really good defender. He's kind of like a poor man's Drew Holiday at this point. He's long. He's really a 2 guard, but kind of will bring the ball up court. He'll hit the open threes, but he's not not a one-on-one player by any means. He's not really a playmaker, which is the 2 things they actually needed. So I agree. I do think he helps. I think trading Rob Dillingham and Leonard Miller for him is basically, I'm not calling them nothing, but for what they did for the Timberwolves, they're not losing anything, losing those guys. I think 4 second-round picks was a little bit expensive for him, like 26, 27, 31, 32 second-round picks. I think that's a lot for Dosunmu, but it is what it is. I think it's a decent move. But to your point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not playing like in the second half of these games because the things they've needed in the second half, he's not really going to give to them. So
That's the weird thing. Like, I just can't picture. Like DiVincenzo's weirdly had a great year and
yeah,
kind of bandaged some of the problems for them. And it's like you can't really sub him out for Dosunmu. Like, that's a significant downgrade versus the versatility you're getting from Dante.
yeah, in a good game it is. Yeah, I think Dante's basketball IQ is higher. I think he's
Mhm.
probably like if you had to make one of them a point guard, I'd still pick Dante.
That's like the reason they needed playmaking is to take the pressure off the Randall and Edwards and Dosunmu. Like, for everything else he might be able to do, he's not alleviating that pressure whatsoever.
Right, exactly. When we go through the trades, like I'm not going to call all of them out, but for the listeners, when I keep talking about the trades, think about all the other point guards that have moved. They probably were all better options than Dosunmu.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's probably 6 or 7 point guards that were available in this day that they could have gotten that I think would have actually helped them with what they're missing, and they didn't get them. So they did get Conley back though. Kobe White traded to Charlotte. He's going home to his home state in exchange for Colin Sexton, Ousmane Dieng, and Mike Conley was in that trade, but he got waived and is back on the Timberwolves. What do you think about Kobe White going to the Hornets? The Hornets are really, really hot. They get a hometown boy. He went to UNC. His family is from the South. He's probably really happy to be home. Probably will sign long term. But I kind of liked what Sexton was doing for them lately.
I was too. It's kind of weird because he is like a hypothetical upgrade, but
Yeah.
Sexton has been playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
So like him as a backup, he might have a lesser impact.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing. Like Sexton, it didn't matter how well he played. He's a backup.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not. Kobe White could get hot enough to where it's like maybe this is a bit of a stretch, but I've seen Tyrese Maxey capabilities from him.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
I've
not
seen
mad at
that level of like quick heat up where it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
this guy can't be stopped. Like he's just wreaking havoc immediately.
Yeah.
And that he's another guy who LaMelo will actually defer to, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And with how hot they've been offensively, this is like a good problem for them to bring in.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a guy so talented that he could take a starting job. You could potentially find like a tiny lineup that's so good at scoring it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with all their like guards and wings have been playing great.
Yeah.
So they have only like so many good problems. I'm excited to see how he fits in, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I think the fact that he's from there and he probably will sign long term is an underrated part of this because the Hornets have struggled to keep guys for a long time now. I mean, like Bridges is probably the only guy they've kept there like through more than one contract. So like I think that's a big deal. And to your point, the scoring off the bench he's going to provide if he's off the bench, but the scoring off the bench is going to be good. I do think that especially with the amount of games LaMelo misses also, he probably is going to have a lot of games where they're starting and probably leading scorer. So
and this in a weird way does put pressure on LaMelo to like yo, we're starting to pop off as a franchise. The keys are yours if you're ready to take them.
Yeah.
But like now you really got to show that you could sustain games without disgusting turnovers. Like can we sustain that? Can we sustain a decent shooting percentage and not just throw up like random shit?
Yeah.
That's the weird thing. Kobe White plays fast. He doesn't like throw up bullshit.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
That's where we'll see a little bit of pressure on LaMelo to figure it out too.
Yep. Okay. What's next? What's next? What's
We got to
next?
talk about Golden State.
Oh yeah. Golden State changes their plans a little bit with the Porzingis, with getting Porzingis for Kuminga and Buddy Hield. So the Kuminga situation made it kind of weird for the Warriors because it was hard to gauge what his value really was throughout the league, because some reports seemed like he was going to be the main piece in a Giannis trade, and then it was almost down to like, could they even get Kobe White for him? Like, so now we see they get Porzingis. I like this because I know Golden State has wanted Porzingis for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Porzingis kind of gives them everything that their combination of bigs gave them, but they can only play one big at a time. But like Davis gave him kind of a active presence down low, catch lobs, block shots. Post gave them kind of a strong, good shooter presence in the paint that helped them spread the floor. And Porzingis gives them both. So if they can get Porzingis healthy, I think he's a really good pickup for them at a big, but I just don't think this does anything for their season.
I think it's exactly what he was for Boston, where we'll see samples of him out there with like Draymond and Steph, and they're going to just look unstoppable, where it's like, and they're like playing through Porzingis a little bit, where it's like, there's just nothing you could do.
Yeah.
And with Boston, we saw that too, where it's like, there was just times when they were playing through Porzingis and the Jays were like only getting good, quick shots off of that. And the game was so easy and the guards were just all over the place. And it was just like, there's just nothing you could do with this team.
Yeah.
But I mean, if AD plays 65 games next year, I would have hyped up the Wizards more. Like, yeah. Let's be real. Porzingis, we're not getting the majority of the season with him on the court.
Right.
He's got a really like weird condition. I don't know if you've read about it. Like, I'm not sure how long his career is going to be.
Yeah, it does. It does seem like the illness he has, and then with the random Achilles issues, he's having random calf issues, and some kind of autoimmune situation. Like, yeah, it doesn't seem like his career is going to be much longer. If it is, there's going to have to be some serious load management. So,
and I think if they could and to try to be positive about it, if they could make a put together a good season without him for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, again, that load management, you go into the playoffs with like a clear-cut restriction on how you're using him. Again, just like Boston did.
Yeah.
And he's going to give you samples of greatness.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to depend on it, and your depth sucks.
Depth is really bad.
I mean,
this being a 2-for-1 was really bad in the first place.
I watched them the other day. Like, Dillon Brooks was just wreaking havoc on them, just like picking on guys. Like, come on, yeah. It's such a bad look, and their depth is so bad. You can't, you're not the team to make this gamble,
right?
So that, to me, that's, again, Boston was so established. It didn't Porzingis is out a month. All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, they made it to the finals without him, and he just played in the finals. Like, he didn't play the whole
rest game, of the too. Like, he cooked for like a quarter, and that was it.
Yeah, yeah.
But, again, with here, it's like now Draymond's getting up there in age. The guys you mentioned as bigs, I mean, they're not giving you good impact. Quentin Post, he's okay.
Yeah.
But if Porzingis is out, now you're putting Post in a position to be one of your main bigs.
I will say one thing I do like about that is that Porzingis, they won't have to change their offense when Porzingis comes back.
100%.
I'm not saying Post does what Porzingis does, but Porzingis can fit right into post position really easily, where he's like a good placeholder for how they expect to use Porzingis.
Bro, with Porzingis, Draymond is averaging double-digit assists.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I would expect that on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
I can't trust it. And with the Warriors, again, like Cleveland's depth was teetering, and they noticed it and made changes like in advance before the blockbuster, which made the blockbuster fit that much better.
Cleveland's depth is kind of fire now.
Yeah, and with the Warriors, the fact that there's no precursor, Chris Boucher was available off a buyout. You didn't go for that,
right?
Are you kidding me? That to me is like a no-brainer. I can't believe they didn't make any moves to get deeper.
Yeah.
And that to me, I just can't even be excited. I mean, Steph is hurt. Jimmy's done. The season is done.
Yeah. I'll shoot him a little bit bail where I think a lot of the buyout guys, or even a lot of the guys that moved, weren't kind of what they needed. Because I think they need a wing. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Other than the bigs, they obviously need a wing also. And there really wasn't a lot of wings being moved. Not for anything they could have given.
Man, I can't believe they kept Moses Moody. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the Kuminga package, they weren't willing to put as much into it as I think that was previously reported.
Yeah.
Because Buddy, I like Buddy, but I think Moody and Kuminga is a better deal than Buddy and Kuminga. Like, I would give you more for Moody and Kuminga than Buddy and Kuminga, or Moody, Buddy, and Kuminga. I mean, Buddy, Moody, and Kuminga. That is like a really nice package for something bigger, but it seems like they weren't as willing to add some of those guys into a deal as much as previously reported.
It's crazy too, because I feel bad for Kuminga, because like Jimmy goes down, and I thought he'd have a moment to prove himself, like and make maybe I was delusional because it was like his sixth chance at that point.
Yeah,
but he gets hurt like immediately as well, and I'm like, it's just not happening here.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, the first game that Kuminga played without Jimmy, he had like 28 or something crazy. Like, he had a really good game, and then he went right back to the bench. So, all right, Pacers get Zubac and Kobe Brown in exchange for Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 2 first-round picks, and a second-round pick. Thoughts?
I actually, it's funny. The Clippers' backcourt is like a weird wild card that I'm curious to see.
Yeah,
because they like Kawhi's been healthy, and they're randomly sneaking back into the play-in conversation.
Yep.
And I'm not like, I don't really care about them as like a upset in a round, but in a play-in game, they could handle anybody, I think.
Yeah, I mean, going into next year, like assuming Bradley Beal is back healthy, right? Not putting a whole lot of stock into him as a player in general right now, but depth-wise, you're looking at Garland, Beal, Mathurin, Dunn, Bogdanovich as your backcourt players. That's solid. That's a solid backcourt lineup.
Yep.
And then you still have Kawhi, Derek Jones Jr., John Collins, and Batum. There's no way Batum is he can't still be playing really in the next 2 years.
If he comes back next year, that's crazy, bro. How old is he?
37.
Man, he's been in the league forever, bro.
17th year in the league. A lot of our listeners are probably they probably have never seen the league without Batum in it.
That's what I'm saying. I've barely seen the league without Batum in
it. Yeah, so I don't know if Batum's coming back, but getting all this talent, this backcourt is solid. They have a really nice backcourt rotation. And I kind of like Kobe Brown. I like what Kobe Brown did for the Clippers, But
Yeah.
he's going to be solid for the Pacers. The Pacers getting Zubac, kind of replacing Miles Turner now. Waiting for Halliburton to come back, but I thought this was kind of a weird trade for them.
It's again, I like it for next year, but they've punted on the season like so clearly.
Yeah.
That again, it's not like anything this year, but
yeah,
Halliburton's in a weird spot. Like if he comes back next year and they're back to being really good,
yeah,
then clearly his impact is something.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because like with him, their speed felt like an advantage, and now it looks so disjointed.
They're missing him and Toppin being their most dangerous
and the
open
two
court
runners.
players.
They're the two like gazelles on the team. So
yeah, because early in the season when Toppin was still there, it still looked like they could, kind of go with the fast offense. But then as soon as he was gone, it was over. Like they're fast. They have no fast break anymore.
Yeah, and you need like that. You need guys that run in your start, like with Siakam and Toppin. When it's just Siakam, you game plan for that.
Yeah,
but when you're attacking that full game, like it's just hard to adapt to that.
Yep. All right, now we're getting a little bit smaller with the trades. Quick hitters here. The Knicks get Jose Alvarado. Basically in exchange.
This is like you're required to like this as a Knicks fan.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like, and he's a Brooklyn born. He's coming home to Brooklyn. I love this, but as far as like what the rest of the trade is very small. New Orleans gets Dalen Terry, who came in it's basically a three-way, but not really a three-way because the Bulls send Dalen Terry for Yabusele. Yabusele stays with Chicago, but then Dalen Terry goes to New Orleans, and the Knicks get Jose Alvarado. I like this from a intensity standpoint, but I don't think the Knicks getting smaller helps them. I don't care who it is, really. Like I think he's fun and he's going to be fun to watch. He's going to have some big plays, but them getting smaller and smaller at the point, like Brunson comes out and you put in someone even smaller than him, I think that's just I just don't think that's a good move. But
it's not. It's going to be like bad in the playoffs specifically, where you need to match up, and the Knicks play slow. So like that, you're kind of going to limit Alvarado's impact in some of those stretches.
Yeah.
But he's such a dog. I think like one thing they don't notice about him in New Orleans, he could get buckets.
He can. Absolutely.
And that's why I think like in this team, the Knicks have guys who guard, so they're not going to need him to like make a real impact defensively.
Yeah.
They're going to need him kind of like what Campaign used to do, just pick up the tempo.
Yeah.
Just like put pressure on the defense, and now you're just a problem.
And he adds toughness. You know, he definitely adds toughness. The Knicks get into a physical game, Alvarado's going to match it with anybody. Alvarado and Hart will probably have some quarters where they look like the Showtime Lakers out of nowhere. Like, 4 or 5 steals. They force a bunch of turnovers. It's going to be fast breaks. They're going to have some quarters like that before the playoffs.
You know what I really like? This to me is like a guaranteed chemistry booster.
Yes.
Because he's such a competitive guy. Like, again, even if he's too small, like he's going to be a guy that's pushing other guys in practice. Like he's just such a natural leader. He's got such a fun personality. And this is a team they're having contender issues. Like the routine contender issues where they're running it back after getting close.
Yeah.
And it's like people are like looking for how they haven't improved, how they've maybe regressed in some areas from last season. But this is a team their playoff games are going to be point for point, possession for possession. Maybe it doesn't go their way, but they're going to be ready for it.
Yeah, they are.
And Alvarado, you added a guy who's like ready for battle every night.
Yep.
So to me, this is just such an overwhelming positive. I think it's a good pickup.
Yep. Lakers trade Gabe Vincent and a second round pick in exchange for Luke Kennard.
I mean, Gabe, I love the Lakers fans so much.
Yeah.
Like, the Lakers fan base got to be the most casual fan base in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because their hatred for Gabe Vincent was so, like, casual and misplaced, I think.
Yeah, because he would come in and just do one bad thing and like he's getting dogged for the rest of the week.
And he's like, he's not that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He actually, I thought he shot the ball better than he was capable when he got there.
Yeah.
But it's like he's small. You got him in there as a shooter. Like, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah, and he came from when he was on Miami, he was in a situation where he could make a lot of mistakes and like they still needed him. So he was out there a lot longer than he probably would have been on other teams. Like when he wasn't shooting good, he still played for Miami. But like on the Lakers, where it's a little more pressure on that position, he comes in and doesn't shoot good, and like they get him right off the floor, and all you remember was him shooting bad. So like he's easy to dog in those situations. But yeah, I don't know. This is a net zero for me. I mean, I think Atlanta wins this trade, actually.
I mean, that's fair. Honestly, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
But Kennard is a good player, and I do think like he's a good specialty for them. Like he's a good, reliable shooter, good shot taker.
Yeah.
This is Dalton Connect. Really? Like,
yeah.
We can barely get on the court. We can barely hit shots. We can barely get shots to the point where we got to get another guy to do the job.
I say it's a net zero because I'll be surprised if I actually see Luke Kennard like on the court in the playoffs. Like I'll be really impressed that he's playing good enough if they're fully healthy. Like because if Reeves is playing good, I would never put Luke Kennard in the game. Like for what?
Well, when you got to sub him in at some point, Reeves got to take a breather.
Does he?
you stay
sure?
Caucasian start to finish. It's funny.
Yeah.
No, but
I got him.
It's just like, Connect has better size. He's like a more exciting player coming in, and he hasn't done shit.
Nothing.
And like, I hate him for that, and I hate JJ Redick even more for that. Because JJ, like, he's just like you. You can't get him looks. You can't get him on the court. JJ, you couldn't play defense, and you became a starter. But Dalton Connect is 6'9", and he can't get on the court.
Yeah,
that's where the Lakers. They're one of my least favorite teams this season, and I've enjoyed watching them.
Yeah,
but this season, like their ceiling is so fucking obvious. They're not winning 2 rounds. They're not even going to be healthy enough to play 2 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, we can go deeper into the Lakers.
He's not going to have an impact because of that.
Yeah, I was going to say we can go deeper into the Lakers, but JJ isn't taking them anywhere. That's the big problem is JJ's not doing anything positive for them. He's not making any of the players better.
I thought Connect would have such an easy time getting buckets in a league.
I thought he was perfect to play with LeBron. He's exactly what LeBron always wants. He's the Corver type. You know, he's gonna float around. He has good size. Just hit him for threes. But yeah, no.
It didn't work out. If I watched the Lakers more, I'm sure I'd see more issues with Connect. But I don't see anything from JJ to help him the fuck out. Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you were this player. That's insane.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Jared McCain goes to the Thunder for 2 picks, 1st round pick and a 2nd round pick. Thoughts?
I love it.
I think. Did you see the Daryl Morey? Did you see them ask Daryl Morey about it?
No.
And they asked him. Like, this isn't a direct quote, but they basically said, Jared McCain looked like he was doing really well, and he looked like he was really promising. So why are you trading him this early? it seemed like there was more to him. He could have reached this stature, and he was like, I think we sold high on him. So I'm good. I think we got what the best we were going to get out of McCain, like in this trade. You have thoughts on that? He said that. He did say that part verbatim. I don't remember what the question was, but he said I think we sold pretty high. I'm pretty confident.
I'd like to ask him how he feels about Paul George throwing the fucking season away. Not taking his job seriously, but okay. Let's again. This is where, like, you have to be able to, and this a lot of the execs make this mistake, and I get like from their perspective why they make it.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at like the value aspect of a player.
Yeah.
One thing I thought this is maybe me kind of dreaming now in hindsight, but like McCain was the perfect counterbalance to what Maxey is.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's not dependent on his athleticism. He's he's much smarter, always surveying the court, always kind of thinking the game, never just, playing off of instinct.
Yeah.
He has a really it's hard to explain the word I'm looking for, but like a unique ability to hit like awkward shots.
Yeah.
That for a team that plays slow, like Philly, like it's Maxey's really fast, but the team is not.
Right.
And I thought McCain was kind of like this perfect guard to where maybe he's a key bench contributor because Maxey's so good and PG's still got it. Or PG is fucking washed and we don't know what the fuck is going on with Embiid. He looks okay now. A lot of the other aspects of the rotation are inconsistent. McCain is like perfect for all those things.
What was your what was your feelings about Aaron Brooks?
The player?
Yeah.
I thought he was a good shooter.
So now obviously Maxey is 10 times the player Aaron Brooks is. But Kyle Lowry was in the same situation as Jared McCain when he was backing up Aaron Brooks, who was kind of wild as a shooter, really streaky, but to your point, kind of what you're saying about Maxey, Brooks was way too fast to how Houston played.
And if I remember, that was Kyle Lowry's emergence as a starter. Exactly.
And Brooks would take a lot of bad shots. And Brooks was good. He wasn't horrible, but he was not all-star caliber like Maxey. Maxey could be MVP. So it's not comparing them. I'm comparing Kyle Lowry's role on that team was to come in, take control, take good shots, play hard defense, kind of actually look like a point guard. And Brooks was just a shooting guard that was too small to play shooting guard. So he just, but he was a good scorer. But I was always expecting McCain, to your point, be that for Philly. Like, hey, Maxey plays a little bit wild, but we need a quarter where Embiid and PG get involved. We need someone who just takes good shots, who can kind of make these weird things happen. And McCain was that for like 3 games this season.
That's what I thought. I thought McCain was the only one I saw on this team like try to fit in.
Yeah, and
of all the guys that like actually need to adjust their game.
And I said on the pod a few times, like I can see McCain turning into Lowry in these games. He was getting like random calls. He was drawing fouls on like the best player. He was taking charges. He was doing all this dirty work for the team.
The impact hustle plays.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, Lowry must be in McCain's ear. I love seeing this. Like, I could see McCain come off the court and Lowry come right to him and tell him what he saw. Like, I'm like, man, this is a perfect match of a apprentice kind of situation there. And then they trade him for a first round pick is solid, but not from OKC, who was about to have the best record in the history of basketball the first half of this season. What is a first round pick from them gonna do? Get you a 28th pick of the first round?
I don't get it. I just, again, you're like, the fact that it's 2 picks, I guess you could, like, from a value perspective, argue it.
No. It's a 1 first-round pick and 3 future second-round picks.
4 picks. Yeah, again, from like a hypothetical value, like, oh, it's so many picks.
Yeah.
But similar to Jaren Jackson, like the price is worth it if the chemistry makes complete sense.
Right.
And this, to me, it's like, I mean, McCain is going to fit right. There's going to be games where we forget he's there, and then there's going to be games where he's like he's the second option alongside SGA. Watch.
He also just gave them a lot of space to, one, let some of those guys that they were going to have to pay walk. Like I'm letting Isaiah Joe walk. Like I'm not paying him this summer. I forgot who it is. Who's coming up this summer? Wiggins or Isaiah Joe? I even forget who they are on the court most of the time because they do the same thing. But they're gonna have to pay a lot of those bench guys or not.
Yeah, AJ Mitchell's kind of earned himself a nice payday, I think.
Yeah, so now it's like, okay, we have Jared McCain still on his rookie deal. We just pay him his rookie extension. He hasn't even played the first season,
He's gotta prove himself.
Yeah, he don't even have to. We already know he's good, but he hasn't even played, so he's not going to offer he's not going to demand a high contract because he hasn't even done much. But all these other guys, we can let them walk and just see what we have with McCain. So, yeah, I thought it's a super good trade for OKC.
That's just, man. And OKC's been kind of slipping focus-wise because, just the season, running it back. Like, I didn't expect them to, go contend to be the greatest team ever.
Mm-hmm.
But with them cooling off, he is such a good player to fit because they're so guard-oriented with how they create.
Yeah.
They're just going to implement every positive thing we've seen from him, and they have the flexibility to bench him if he's, maybe still hurt. I know because of the injuries, his shooting numbers have been pretty bad, which is expected. Yeah. He's probably going to take some time to earn a big rotation spot.
Yeah.
But it's just such a win-win.
And the shooting numbers have been bad because when he comes in, he gets 2 shots off and he comes out the game. So you come in,
he's
you miss your 2 shots,
establish control, and nobody else is helping him.
Yeah. Last few. Detroit gets Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric that I mentioned earlier in exchange for Jaden Ivey going to Chicago.
I like Huerter. I mean, I think he's a good rotational guy.
I think he's an upgrade from Duncan Robinson for Detroit. I could see by the end of the season Huerter playing more minutes than Robinson. If they even someone might play more minutes than both of them, but I'm saying between them two, I would go with Huerter myself.
For an overall playoff run, I'm fully with you. But Duncan has that heat up ability for a game.
Yeah.
Where the threat of him getting off could kind of have a good impact. Huerter's more of a steady presence.
Yeah.
And I think they need that because I don't think their role players have been kind of up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
And their problems are marginal. They're a contender. They're having a great year, probably the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
But again, it's you get to the playoffs, you need to rely. Duncan will win you the one game, and then he's going to lose you all the other ones.
Right.
Huerter, he's giving you what he's giving you. You know what you're getting. And he's a steady enough player to where he could handle the ball a little bit if you need. He could be a spot-up threat. He's a little bit more of a two-way presence than he's given credit for.
Yep. And he's much more athletic than Duncan. Huerter will come dunk on you. If you're not paying attention, he'll come through the lane and dunk it, and it's easy.
And that's why I think to them, again, similar to the Thunder, this is just a win-win.
Yeah, it is.
This is a clear-cut contender just making a good move to get a little bit better.
Yeah, and they weren't really using Ivy that much. And it's funny that Minnesota was in this trade for cash when Ivy is kind of Ivy would have been who I wanted them to get. But,
I do think Ivy will fit in Chicago. He looked good first game, I think.
Well, what is Chicago doing?
Nothing. I did not mean that Chicago is doing anything. I just like it as a fit for him.
I don't even know what he's fitting. It's just a disaster. Their roster is the most It's
I
the
mean, like
weirdest roster.
literally, like just pretend you're a fan of Jaden Ivey and like this is a good spot for him to play, to shoot, to get involved. And Billy's a good coach. I don't give a shit if they're the worst team in the league. You're playing for a good coach.
I'm hating, but I like it too. I like him there. Listen to their roster really quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but really quick. Right now their guards: Josh Giddey, Rob Dillingham, Mac McClung, Yuki Kawamura, Colin Sexton, Anthony Simons, Trey Jones, Jaden Ivey. That's all.
I forgot
like
they
10
got
guards.
Simons, dude. Was that part of the Vucevic trade?
Yeah. 10 guards on their roster.
Chicago, they're unexplainable front office wise these last couple years. I just can't. It's impossible to explain.
Well, one day we're gonna deep dive the actual like measurement distance between 6'2" and 6'3", because it's like something. It's more than 1 inch in the NBA. Like 6'2" and 6'3" is like a solid 4 inches in the NBA difference.
I feel the same way for like 6'6" and 6'8". It seems like night and day.
Yeah, like you're telling me Anthony Simons is only 1 inch taller than Rob Dillingham?
Yeah,
and Mac
there's
McClung?
something fishy in these listings, man.
Simons looks like he's 6'6" compared to them.
We get to like when the all-star games and the Team USA, every time they team up for whatever reason and we see the guys right next to each other, all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck are these heights that we've been fed lies about?
Yeah. It's Colin Sexton is 6'3" and Anthony Simons is 6'3". They don't look the same size on the court to me.
No, dude, I'd be willing to bet a lot that Colin Sexton is not no fucking 6'3".
Hey, I'm telling you the listing. It's crazy.
Crazy, bro.
Random, but did you know the Thunder got Mason Plumlee at the trade deadline and waived him?
No, what?
Yeah, randomly. I hadn't heard about this at all until I'm looking at the trades. They got Mason Plumlee and waived him.
That is a good pickup. I mean, I don't know how his health is, but
yeah, I think he has.
Anybody's looking out for a big.
I think he has a groin injury. They said something like that. The last one I have, I'm not gonna talk about the Chris Paul one. I don't really care about what's his name from Atlanta, Krejci.
Oh yeah, big.
Yeah, I don't really care about that going to Portland. But Tyus Jones, he was in like 4 trades the other day. And I'm pretty sure he ended up on Orlando. Is that right? Did you see that?
If that's right, I like it a lot.
Hold up. No, he was on Orlando. He ended up on, hold up, Charlotte? I'm trying to figure out where he went because I'm looking at the trades and he's here like 4 times, but I don't know which one is the last one. Tyus Jones, where are you? But again, another person that would have been an obvious pickup for Minnesota. That Mavericks. Is he on the Mavericks? The Mavericks. Tyus Jones goes to the Mavericks. Thoughts?
I like it a lot because if you're gonna go all in on Coop, go all in on his versatility.
Yeah.
And this notion that like he's gonna be the full-time point guard is just stupid. I love when they spread out like where he plays.
Yeah.
I love when they kind of play through him and then just kind of allow him to find his way.
Yeah.
I like Dallas, man. I know they haven't had a good year, but they've kind of figured out a good chemistry to build better for next season.
I know it sounds crazy. I'm still not sold. Their season is over. I'm just not sold yet. Like I know they're taking L's. I know it sounds insane, but like right now, Cooper is turning up. Kyrie, I heard he's on the court, but I don't know like what that means. But I heard he is on the court. I don't know if they keep Bagley. I don't know if they keep Chris Middleton. somebody else they got. I don't know if they keep, but I really like AJ Johnson. I love them getting Tyus Jones. Just something like I just don't think the season is over for them. It's just weird. I just have a feeling. But I don't know.
When Najee Marshall plays like 30 plus minutes, I still think they're pretty good.
They are. And Najee's playing. I mean, didn't him and Coop both have 35 the other night or something?
God, he's so fucking underrated.
It's actually insane. Yeah, they both had 32. Coop had 32. Marshall had 32.
We got a duo forming in Dallas. That's what's going on.
Combined for 64 points.
No, it's like whatever they're building, and it's kind of a mess this year, but it's like you're building around your two most versatile players. That's an objective good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. All right, let's get into the two guys who were not traded. John Morant and Giannis, the Greek freak. Over the course of the last week, I've been hearing the reports, reading the reports that the Greek freak trade was just better. It's just going to be better in the offseason when teams will have their cap space, because he's going to take up a lot of cap space. And all the teams that were really interested in him would have had to give up so much that they weren't going to be contenders when they got him. So I really wasn't surprised that he didn't get traded. I think I'm more surprised that Milwaukee really didn't do anything to keep him like they said they would. So they're saying like, yeah, we're going to see if we can do something else. We're going to keep him and try to form a team to make him stay. But then at the trade deadline, they did nothing. They got Ousmane Dieng, but they got nothing else. And so I thought that was kind of confusing, because they're just saying that because obviously they're still going to trade him as soon as as soon as they're allowed to. So what do you think about that, him not getting traded?
You know how I knew he wasn't getting traded? Did you ever see an offer that was more valuable than the Jaren Jackson Jr. offer?
No.
Because I didn't. And I think I only saw Miami and Minnesota maybe.
Yeah, and I saw the hypothetical Warriors one, which I liked. But
yeah,
apparently the Warriors didn't actually offer it. It was just like what they could offer that would have made sense. But I seemed like they were still on the fence about whether to put Jimmy in, whether to put Draymond in. So
yeah, and I just thought I never saw it like the amount of picks and players that Jaren Jackson's worth, and it's like, I mean, Giannis is a fucking clear-cut better player than Jaren Jackson, and like big men specialists are getting these insane trades value-wise.
Yeah, and the other problem was, in a lot of the teams that wanted him, their best trade piece would have been a center, which is Milwaukee already has. Like, if we have Miles Turner, why do we need Gobert? Like, Miles Turner has led the league in blocks as well. He's a better shooter. He's younger. Like, why would we get Gobert? And then same thing with Bam. Like, Bam and Turner, I mean, Bam might be a little more versatile, but like, they're about the same thing. So what are we doing? So those were the two biggest trade pieces for those two teams. So I never saw that working unless they did a third team to send Turner to. And then at that point, it just seemed like it was going to be too much.
You know what's weird to me? Just seeing this Giannis thing play out, I feel like free agency is weirdly dying.
Yeah, it is.
It is like the idea of there being a market is dying, because it's just, if I want the extension, give it to me or get me out.
Well, part of it is dying because of the apron rules now. So a lot of the teams we're talking about, like, there may be like 6 teams in the league that could actually offer a max in the offseason. Like, most of the other teams are all maxed out, because now you can only have a certain amount of max players. You go over the apron, you have to dump a bunch of players before you can trade somebody. Like there's a whole bunch of different rules now. So like I know Dallas has 2 max slots. They have like the best max situation in the league right now because of the Luka trade. But other than that, like all these other teams have no money to spend. So yeah, like in the offseason they will have money, but then when they get, make a trade, they're going to use it to make a trade and not to actually sign anybody. So, and then the role players are getting way overpaid. I mean, no disrespect, they should get their money and everything, but like I mentioned it to you off air, but we'll never see those old trades that we're used to, the Shaq for 4 guys and picks, or the Melo for 7 guys and 5 picks.
Exactly. Because the contracts are so crazy. These guys are too valuable.
Yeah, we'll never see that because now the bench guys are making only half of what the stars make. Not even like, like a Jalen Brunson for Giannis. Jalen like makes 3/4 of what Giannis makes already. Yeah. Like, but normally, I mean, Brunson is an all-star. I'm not saying he's not good enough for that, but I'm saying normally, even Brunson, someone at Brunson's level, you could package him up with 2 other guys and get Giannis. Now it's like that's a 1-for-1 trade now. Like, so it's interesting now. Like the guys there's guys, the talent level, it doesn't really reflect the money level as much as it used to.
Yeah.
So it is kind of
some of the conversation is like, could you get excited for Giannis staying there for the rest of his career?
No. I mean, I guess I could. I
think I could because during his time, they've shown a willingness to try. Like they haven't been like what Portland had been, and it's like some of the other teams we've criticized. Like they've tried to make moves. Like the Dame move didn't work out, but I'm still not mad at them for making it. I still would have made it at the moment they made it. Like it made too much sense. The potential's there. I'm not going to say what their one big mistake was in recent memory. It's pretty clear what I think it is.
Yeah.
But again, that's the one I think positive spin is like, if I stay here, this franchise will make an effort to get right.
Yeah, I think even back to when they got Bledsoe, I think that was a swing. Then they got Drew, which was a good swing, went right to the finals. Then they, getting Dame. I think losing Middleton was the Middleton Kuzma trade was probably like the one. I don't know about that one,
but it put him in a tough spot because Middleton's like body broke down.
It did, yeah.
So it's like you got to kind of move him, but Kuzma just turned out to be a wild card. They couldn't like make it work.
Kuzma's like a once every 5 games. He still looks like a really good piece of the puzzle, but
it's just everything. I don't want to say it, but everything is just pointing me in the direction. If they had a better coach, maybe we'd be getting better production from Kuzma. That's all I'm saying.
Better coach, and the talent that they put around the Dame and Giannis was not good.
No.
Like I'm not saying that it wasn't good talent, but it wasn't good pieces for what the Dame and Giannis thing was supposed to be. Like Taurean Prince starting at the 2 with Dame and Giannis, like that's not it.
And I do think like Giannis, a lot of people forget. I think Giannis, like I'm mad at the Doc move.
Yeah.
But Giannis was a massive reason why they made that like sudden change.
Yeah.
Because of how impulsive he was. And I think like that's where Milwaukee's is doing like a good and bad thing where they've catered to him a little too much. But I do think this is a unique situation where I think he could be convinced to stay.
I do too. Yeah. And I think there's other players in the league that would be willing to go for it in Milwaukee. Because I think all the players see Giannis as if I'm playing with him, we always have a chance.
I also want to put it on record that I think there could be a chance that Giannis has been wanting to stay. Like, I think a lot of this shit was rumors drawn up by him or maybe like people close to him.
Yeah,
And I think it was like more so just an attention thing than like a big actual desire to leave.
I agree. I think my opinion, I think he wants to play in New York, and I don't think he wants to play in all those other teams that they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if the New York thing worked, he would have did that. But other than that, I don't think he's like. I think the rest of it is just like, let's see what happens. But I don't really.
But I think he's a guy. I think he sees like team ups and how much of a struggle it could be to join a new team and make that chemistry work. Like, so I do think there's a little nervousness to him kind of moving. And I love the perspective of like greats don't chase, they attract.
Yeah.
That to me, it's like he's one of the few guys I believe will like embody that, even if it means Milwaukee's trash next year.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe went through this exact thing. Hey, Kobe's thinking about leaving. They started looking around. Everybody was trying to figure out how they could get Kobe, and then Kobe's like, you know what? Nah, I'm just gonna do this. And then we see what happened. He went and won 2 more championships and an MVP.
That's his role model. So it lines up.
It does, yeah. Let's talk about Ja for a second.
I really don't want to talk about this one.
Ja was available, allegedly, but a team that's basically doing a full fire sale couldn't manage to find a place for Ja. Were you surprised at all?
No.
Do you actually believe that people don't want Ja just because of his antics, or do you really think that it was like no one really had what Ja would cost?
I think it was what happened early this season.
The teammate thing.
The coaches try to throw me under the bus, so I'm gonna do the same to them.
Yeah.
I think what franchise after that looks at him and gets excited to fit him?
Yeah.
I mean,
I can see that.
I think it's teams aren't all the good teams are established enough where this is not a risk worth taking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who would even risk a gamble of this magnitude for a guy that could potentially completely implode your chemistry?
Yeah.
That to me, I think like I don't think Miami gives a shit that he goes out too much. Like, I think they're used to it. I think a lot of their guys probably have that issue.
Yeah.
Spoelstra has built enough of a culture to not like that for that not to be a deal breaker with guys.
Mm-hmm.
But with Ja, again, it's like the actual basketball chemistry is the worry.
Mm-hmm.
This season, have you seen him this season? It's not the fact that he can't hit shots. Dude, plenty of guys can't hit shots. The shot selection is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, he's abandoned any ability, any float game I thought he was developing early in his career. Completely abandoned that shit. He's just living and dying by hanging in the air. He's trying to posterize everybody. There's no nuance to his game.
Yeah.
And again, there was no impact for a team that was just playing everybody eats.
You remember I want to say it's Friday Night Lights, the movie?
Mm-hmm.
And what's my man's name? Booby Miles? Yeah?
I think so.
He was so good, and he reached, obviously it's a movie, so they dramatize it, but he was playing with this recklessness of there's just nothing that could possibly happen to me because I'm just cooking right now all the time, right? And when that works, it looks really good, and you just worry about the come down. There's always a come down, and then in Friday Night Lights, we see the ACL tear and the rest of the movies that come down. I feel like Ja is playing like the lead character of a movie where he's doing all this wild stuff and he's having all these spectacular moments and spectacular dunks, and he has a nagging injury, but his come down has been all chemistry. Like he was playing great, and hey, nothing possibly could happen to me. But I have one disagreement with the coach, and now we're seeing this like crash landing of the entire team to the point where the team is willing to start over because of the dysfunction that he caused.
Yeah.
Like no one else caused any dysfunction except for John. And even the trades that they've made, that like the Bane trade was a horrible trade. Whether, I think we liked it for Orlando, but it did absolutely nothing for Memphis. Like I forgot KCP was even on Memphis.
And Bane is like we talk about value. Bane is like hypothetically extremely valuable shooting guard.
He is.
And you get nothing.
Even losing Brooks because they had to pay Ja. Like Brooks is a borderline all-star this year.
I think he's the level of an all-star player.
Yeah, he is. And for some reason, Phoenix all-stars always get snubbed. Like if you want to be an all-star, don't go to Phoenix because you're not going to get an all-star.
There's like a literal history with that.
Yeah, it's like Isaiah Thomas, Gerald Green, like all these guys are averaging 25 and then get all-stars. Phoenix, for some reason, they don't vote out there for some reason. And I'm not going to get into the other places they don't vote well. But Ja has done this to the team. And to your point, I do think most teams are like, man, could he be great for us? Probably. But do we want to mess this up? Definitely not. Absolutely not. So the few teams that people have said he might be good with, if they were to implode, and if they like, most of the teams are like teams that look like they could be good for a good 5 years. Like Minnesota could be good for a while. Toronto could be good for a while. The Rockets could be good basically until Durant retires. Like they're going to be good that whole time. So the few teams that we're saying, hey, maybe they could get Ja. If he goes and crashes those teams, it would be an absolute disaster. Like he could turn a contender, a 5-year perennial contender, into, an explosion like Phoenix, like the Beal Durant Phoenix team.
That's why I thought after that whole situation, I thought he'd be like a good company guy expecting to get out of there. Like not kind of just coasting, having big games here and there. But again, it's like he looks like he doesn't like his teammates. He's like completely abandoned being a playmaker. He holds the ball too long for no reason. He takes shots despite the fact that like his own fan base is booing him because he hasn't hit a shot like that in months. Like it's just bad, man. And for him to just be that comfortable to show that much immaturity. I mean, bro, honestly, the league does not care how good he is. He's playing his way out of it.
He still can't find a way to celebrate threes without using a weapon, without using an imaginary weapon.
Like, bro, are you a child? Like, dude, you're like a child finding something so funny for like way too long of a time. Like the joke. Stop being funny.
Every time they ban one, he pulls out a new imaginary weapon.
What are we doing? I don't know, man. I think it's frustrating because he was such an exciting player, and I think there could be a situation where in 2 years he's done.
Very possible. Very possible.
Because he's going to get – I don't know how he's going to prove himself to teams, but there will be a one moment of freedom that a team looks at him. And it's like, how does he convince a team to take the chance?
Yeah.
When he ruined this team. Like, Memphis is ruined for years because he completely said, basically, he middle fingered them.
Yeah, literally. Let's talk about teams that didn't do anything really quick. Was there any team that didn't do anything or didn't do enough that you thought should have? Or even any player that you thought should have been moved or like would have been a really good move? Were you surprised teams didn't go for anything like that?
It's weird. The Raptors, I feel like I want them to do more,
Hmm.
But every time I watch them, I take that back.
Yeah.
Because their roster looks like it's not quite good enough to beat a Detroit or a Boston or
Hmm.
maybe even like a healthy Philly. But
Yeah.
their chemistry is just like it's gotten so much better so fast.
Yeah. And it's a lot of their guys come in and play really hard. Their bench guys, they
Yeah.
come in and play their hearts out, and they make up for not having like a really solid
I
depth.
stay forgetting the
Mm.
guy's name. The one like guard wing hybrid who's not really a good shooter, but he takes them sometimes.
Shed?
He's got the double name, I think. It's like a name
Oh,
hyphenated
Murray
name.
Boyle.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yes. Oh,
good.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a
Yeah.
sleeper, man, because he's been like emerging and they've started trusting him more and more. And I
Yeah,
think
he's a good rookie.
Ingram has shown like leadership traits.
Yeah.
Bro, Scotty Barnes is like hunting good shots.
Yeah.
I mean, this team is building winning habits really fast. So again, I think they could have done something to upgrade, but did they need it? No.
Yeah, I think getting RJ back really changed
Hmm.
a lot for them, because even in the beginning of the season when RJ wasn't there, they really didn't look like they had enough. And RJ coming back somehow with his ball handling and the way he attacks, especially in the mid range, he's kind of he's opened a lot up for them. But they did get Jackson Davis from the Warriors, and they did get Chris Paul, which I don't know, but they got a few pieces. Jackson Davis for them should be really good for them.
I mean, again, I'm a dreamer. I'd like to see Chris Paul help this team. I know, like, not really on the court, but I would like to see some scenario where he could mentor some of these guys.
They have Garrett Temple as well in his 15th season. He's 39. Garrett Temple still
Temple
hanging
is
in there.
39. Man, what a worker. Bro has spent his time in the league like it's a 9 to 5.
Yeah, just traveling. He's been traveling
just
all
earning every minute, working his ass off.
Yeah, his frequent flyer miles got to be amazing, because he gets traded on a new team every single year.
But did you want to see anybody that didn't do anything?
The Pelicans. Like I want the Pelicans to like make a choice. Like, are you gonna work with what you have, or are you gonna start over? Like this in between thing they're doing, like it rarely ever works. Like I don't know if it ever works. Hey, we're good enough to that we could start over with young pieces. We're also good enough that if we made one good move, we could be possibly a second round playoff team. But the playing in between for as long as they're doing it, this is probably like the third year of it. I'm not like I'm ready for it to stop.
They've just been a bad franchise lately.
And another thing is they have so many good packages to put together. So that they were my only disappointment, as far as like I was really hoping to see maybe some of those guys go different places, or I was hoping they really went for somebody big. Like I was hoping they took a chance on Ja, like just to see what happened. Like just a big swing, because there's guys that they have that they don't need, or there's guys they have that obviously they're not like using to build the future. They keep getting other guards while they have DeJounte Murray, who's supposed to come back like next month. I don't know what they're doing with Poole. The Herb Jones and Trey Murphy thing, them on the court for some reason doesn't work. But anytime one of them comes out the game, the other one looks amazing while he's playing. Like, so that's been weird. I don't know what they're doing with Zion. Is he going to be your franchise guy? Is he not? Sadiq Bey is like the third oldest on the team, and he's been cooking, but I don't know if they actually want him. They don't play Kevon Looney. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. I'm not really understanding what the plan is. So I was hoping they made a decision.
Shit. At least I'll give them a pass because at least they're in a position to do things.
They are absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, Sacramento looks dead.
Yeah.
Like, where are they
Yeah.
going? They didn't do
They let
shit. They
they
didn't do
let me
shit, but
down.
what could they have done? What are they
Right.
gonna
They
do this
couldn't have done
summer?
anything.
What are they gonna do next year? Like, again, New Orleans is been bad, but there's a lot of things they could do to clean up and really quickly.
It
And I
is.
think,
And that's what I was surprised they didn't.
yeah,
But
and
yeah,
I do think like they've shown, especially the last couple years, they can draft.
they can.
Like, especially, we don't need a top 5 pick to be able to draft. We could find contributing good players later on in the round.
Yeah. What?
Again, like, Sacramento is nothing.
Yeah. So if I'm them, I'm saying, okay, DeJounte Murray, you come back. We're probably not going to use you. Trade DeJounte and pool for like 5 picks. Like, do something where I kind of know, okay, well, we're rebuilding. I get it now. But now, if I'm a Pelicans fan, I have no idea what we're doing.
Nothing. Their direction is just like non-existent.
Yeah, but they're standing at the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
They're just standing there though. Like,
Yeah,
get out the street, pick a direction. So yeah,
that's why I was praising a team like Utah earlier, because they're like trying to go somewhere, and it's like DC is also like really starting the journey.
yeah, yep, yeah.
Here
Those two teams,
we're just stuck.
and New Orleans has a better roster than both of them.
No,
that's
I
the
don't
other thing that's
disagree with, like,
weird.
I couldn't agree more, and it's like it's that much more disappointing.
Yeah. So yeah. So that they were mine. I was like, huh, all right. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the 5 picks for Trey Murphy and Poole, like, and send Trey Murphy and Poole to Brooklyn for 5 picks and I don't know. I was just expecting something like that, but yeah. I was also expecting Michael Porter Jr. to get moved, but I'm cool with him not getting moved. I think he
I think,
probably likes being on Brooklyn. I
to be honest,
think,
if Zion, I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is in a good spot. I don't want to see him move
yeah, me too.
immediately right away.
Right.
But with if they keep Zion this summer, like, at that point, we're committed.
Yeah.
So I think they're in a weird spot where he didn't really prove himself. I mean, I know he's good,
Hmm.
but maturity wise, health wise, he didn't really prove himself, and they're still gonna have to like make a choice
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
time. I mean, it's been too long not to believe in him or give up on him.
I saw a Porzingis and Risache for Zion and a pick trade, like mock trade. I was like, man, that would be actually fire for Atlanta. Like, and for Zion and for the Pelicans. I was like, that would be really interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of trades that the Pelicans could have made that they just, they just didn't. So
yeah.
No one else though. I thought San Antonio might do something small, but
Nah, they need to see how far they could go with what they got.
But they got a bunch of guys they don't use at all. Like, is Sohan ever gonna play again? Like, when's the last time you've seen Sohan in the game?
But it's like Fox is getting back in form, and then
I mean, yeah, the guys they play are good.
And then like Harrison Barnes is starting to like not be invisible often.
Yeah, he's good. He's playing great.
I've not watched them and like expected them to play more guys. I think their rotation is great.
I just wouldn't have been surprised. That's all. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if they were like I'm trying to think of like the guys that got traded. Like, Sohan got traded for Bagley. Like, just something real small like that. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was something that seemed very inconsequential.
Like what Detroit did with Huerter, similar.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Or getting Saric. Like, that would have been interesting. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I kind of like that. That might work for them. Or Trace Jackson Davis, like, for a pick in Sohan. Like, I think that could have worked. Or even Kennard. Like, there was a lot of these kind of guys, Abaji, guys that were like, are they actually going to help that team they went to? Probably not. But it still would have been interesting.
I just
I
don't
thought they
think
would have made one
San
of those.
Antonio's not missing anything that like they're looking for outside of what they got.
No, they're not. They're not missing anything. They could just strengthen what they already do. So that's what I was expecting. Maybe
I think
even a Jock Landale would have been like, "Oh,
Fox,
we got
yeah,
another
for sure.
big."
But Fox getting back in like clutch form too. That's been the
Yeah,
real, like that's gonna make them scary good going into
yeah,
the playoff.
yeah, yeah. Niang was out there. Like, I think Niang would be fire for them if they ever used him or if they didn't. Like, even if it was someone that never got in the game, I just thought they were gonna make like a move to say, all right, we really are contending. Just in case you guys weren't sure, we're actually like really going for the championship. Like one of those kind of moves. I mean, think OKC got McCain. We would, if I told you OKC made a trade, you'd be like, why? Right?
Well, it's easier with picks. I don't know if San Antonio has the pick wealth that OKC has.
I don't. I think they do, but I don't know. They've had the first two picks, like three of the last,
I don't know.
or
San
four of the
Antonio
last
is
5
such a,
years.
like teetering, emerging roster. I wouldn't risk the chemistry. Maybe like a bench guy, to your point, like I think Bagley's a guy who's been playing well enough to like where he could kind of get in there and take maybe one of the bench guys' jobs for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
But
that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, their guys have fit. Like if guys go down, I think Sohan's ready.
Yeah, I think he is.
Not stayed ready, and he's versatile, so it'll be perfect.
I definitely wasn't expecting anybody in their top 8 to get moved at all. But
I think Vassell has been emerging better than I thought. I thought like if he kind of was teetering, maybe they'd look to move him.
Yeah,
but he's getting comfortable with his role a lot more.
Yeah, I think he's set there. I think he's a lock.
Same thing with Keldon Johnson.
Their starting 5 is basically their whole starting 5 is untouchable unless something really crazy came in for Barnes. Other than that, their starting 5 to me is like on lock for the immediate future. And Cornette, I don't think they're ever going to let Cornette go. But everybody else, I just wouldn't be surprised. But I like their roster. I'm surprised Houston didn't pick up one of the guards that was moving around, but not that surprised because I don't know if they can afford anybody. But they complain about point guards all the time, and like Tyus Jones was out there, guys like that. I was surprised they didn't, snag or go for it because I don't how big of their window. How big of a window do you think they have?
Houston this year and next year.
And that's it?
Probably.
Yeah, so
maybe give KD one more, but I feel like that's reaching.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Any other NBA stuff?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Super Bowl tomorrow. Who's your pick? Who you got?
I got New England, believe it or not.
Okay. By how much?
Not a lot. Maximum a touchdown. Like somewhere around like 20 to 14 or something.
Okay.
I think Seattle's too good for New England to dominate.
Yeah.
But I do think Seattle, it's almost like they're almost too good for this moment where they've just been annihilating teams. And then they had the one toe-to-toe game with the Rams.
Yeah.
New England has been in the trenches, facing like the toughest defenses. The games have been nasty. Nobody's been able to move the ball. The last game, it was cold as shit. It was snowing. So they're used to like the struggle of going through a game, like dominating just the possession and like getting the field goal advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that moment, that's like a moment where like I just don't know if Darnold can be perfect start to finish.
Yeah. To your point, they have been beating teams purely off talent. And I don't know if they have the the X factor it takes against New England. Like you said, they've been in the trenches, close games, they've battled, their defense has battled, their offense has battled. Yeah. And I mean, if the Rams didn't make that mistake last game, we might be seeing two different, a different
special
team in the
teams
Super Bowl.
fumble, and that's been there. Like, I don't know what's with the Rams and special teams is just weird.
Yeah, apparently they've been really bad all season.
Bro, I was reading after that game that the McVay's extensions, like the guys that go on to become their own coaches, they have special teams problems. LaFleur in fucking Green Bay.
Yeah.
Like, that is, bro, you just like not prioritizing that part of the game at that point.
Right.
But to me, like, I just can't. This is like Darnold. This is my final moment of Darnold doubt.
So if he wins this, you'll never doubt him again?
I mean, if the Seahawks win, I'll probably doubt him. But if he plays like he just did against, bro, he went toe to toe with the MVP and like outplayed him.
Yeah.
If he lights up the Patriots after they've been, strapping teams the whole playoffs, and it's the Super Bowl, and it's like this gigantic moment, and he's just lighting that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'll ever be able to, like, that'll be the final. He deserves all the benefit of the doubt from that point on.
I think New England's better, but I think I'm going with Seattle in a close one. I think I'm going to go Seattle by like a field goal.
I will say a close Seattle win, it's almost a guaranteed bet that the receiver is going to get MVP. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's fucking every time they're in battles, he's just unstoppable.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kupp got it.
That's true.
They just have their defense really impressed me in the Rams game. I mean, I do think that the Rams would have won without that fumble, without the special teams situation, but when the Rams were trying to get back in it, Seahawks just shut them down.
I know. And Darnold never gave them a chance. Like, that was you expected Darnold to do one thing to give him a chance.
Yeah, no, he played steady. So
it was just perfect.
So I think their defense will shine against New England. I could see them pulling it out. I think their defense is a little bit better than New England's.
Seattle was like calling clear-cut passes in third down, the deep third downs, where it's like, dude, you're clearly believing in this guy. So maybe, I don't know, Darnold, both quarterbacks, I think, are in a position to, if they play well in this game, their stock skyrockets.
Yeah. I think Seattle's defense is better than New England's offense. And I think that New England's defense and Seattle's offense is probably even to me.
I think I'm with that.
Yeah, so I'm taking Seattle on a close one.
But this is a rare moment. I think the clear-cut two best teams came out of the conference.
Yeah, I do too.
I know.
I do too.
Denver has some argument because, Bo got hurt and he's like an exciting wild card player. But
yeah,
the Patriots are just so imposing the whole season.
Yeah.
Denver was like playing with fire all year.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is the difference, I think, especially in the game that got just that was just living and dying off the weather conditions.
Yeah, I think the Patriots are better. I think the Patriots put like full games together better all season. Like all 4 quarters, Patriots, at least 3 quarters of the game, Patriots look really, really good. And then the Broncos were like second half. They were a second half team for most of the season. And only the second half. Sometimes they'd start the games out looking terrible, and then all of a sudden, they got to come back in the fourth quarter or something. But yeah. And then the Seahawks, I think the Rams, part of me thinks the Rams were better, but nah, the Seahawks defense was just really, really good. So
I just thought the Rams passing attack was just like scorching fire.
Yeah, Rams had the better quarterback and the best receiver probably in the league.
That to
But
me, that made the MVP conversation kind of crazy, where it was like, oh, like Drake May or Stafford, and Stafford had like 15 more touchdowns.
yeah.
It's like that's tough. It's tough to make a case for May when Stafford's out there literally just like packing the fucking touchdown stats.
I think the only reason it was a conversation was because everyone knows Puka is like ridiculous. Like Stafford could close his eyes, just throw it up in the air, and Puka would get a touchdown.
Stafford is already a great quarterback, and that duo he was dealing to all year was just unfair.
Yeah, and then it also goes back to people still underestimating Diggs, because Diggs is basically that for May, but he doesn't really get that much credit for some reason because he's not as prolific. Because May throws it to more guys, but May could force it to Diggs every time, and Diggs probably would rise to the occasion if he needed to, just like Josh used to.
And May this playoffs, because he hasn't been good for the most part.
Yeah,
but he's a better athlete than we thought.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
and that to me, it's like all these guys, all the quarterbacks that the games get gross in the playoffs, they got to fall back on the athleticism, whether they got it or not.
Yeah, I mean, and May is a warrior. He's one of those guys that like, look, we got to win this game. If I got to rush 20 yards, I got to just go do it. Like, you know, he has that Rodgers, that Mahomes kind of like, I'll do whatever it takes to win this game. In his
that's
veins,
where I have more confidence in New England, because it's like they make an early mistake. It's not the end of the world. I think Seattle makes an early mistake and they're in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's tough. This is one of the most even Super Bowls. You know, the last few have been even, but there's been some that were like much less even than this one is.
Yeah,
like even the good teams.
I don't think this game will be a shootout. That's the only thing that'll probably make it a little less exciting. But
yeah, it'll be a little bit boring at times.
The Super Bowl, I think, as long as it's competitive, I don't
mind. And both these coaches, although they're good, they both play it pretty safe. Like they're not going to do anything crazy.
Both have shown like unique ways to win games this year, I think.
Yeah.
And Vrabel's always done that.
Yeah, Vrabel has a way of playing safe, but also being creative. Like he's not like Andy Reid. Andy Reid would just like, we're just gonna go for it on a 4th and 13. Like, why not? We got Mahomes, we could do it. They don't do that, but they'll figure out a way, you know, a more creative way to do it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm definitely excited for it. Anything else? Anything else in sports right now?
I mean, there was the Belichick not getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. It's tough when those guys. I understand the reasoning and everything, and you know now people are worried about the sign stealing, the deflate gate, and all that stuff. But like all the other wins, you can't take away from his jacket. So
that's the weird thing. You're not really. That's where I wouldn't have like. You're not questioning Belichick's reputation more than you're putting the Hall of Fame's reputation like under a microscope.
Exactly.
Like I don't think this doesn't change how anybody felt about those situations. Their mind is made up. But
yeah.
Like clearly you didn't discount the history of his impact. Like he got punished.
Yeah.
So I mean maybe not him, I guess the team more so, but
yeah.
I don't know. This just seems petty, and it doesn't seem like it has any sort of good impact for anybody.
Right.
It's just like a stupid thing to talk about, stupid drama moment.
Yeah. Because he's going to get in there eventually. That's the other thing that's kind of silly about it. Like, I don't.
And it's like okay, you can. This is kind of silly, but like, okay, he was the coach. You can make a case. He's Kraft is the owner. You're kind of doing him dirty again. He was running the team. You could like, yo, if you set this precedent and you do this with Tom Brady, the Hall of Fame is dead. Like you just can't. You lost me more than completely when you start to, you know, discount Tom Brady's success for all that shit. Like that's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think we talked about most of the coaching hires, or at least the coaching moves. I don't really care
The teams
about
that
any
are
of them.
still a mess, I mean, they're gonna be trash next year. Like
Who?
the teams that are like the
Oh,
Browns.
yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah.
Miami hire somebody? What did Miami hire?
I'm not sure.
I feel like they hired somebody, but I can't remember. I don't know why the
Uh,
hell Robert Saleh took the Titans job. That's
yeah,
just
that was bizarre.
crazy decision there.
Yeah, I think Miami got their coordinators, but they haven't gotten their head coach for some reason. Yeah, head coach is still vacant.
We'll see what they do, but it's kind of getting to that point where, like, I'm not taking you seriously next year if it's taking you this long to get a direction.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, is Tyreek gonna be back next year?
I couldn't tell you that. Probably not.
So they're gonna be trash. Tua is coming back and Tyreek isn't. They're gonna be trash.
That is the
All right.
opposite of how it should be.
Exactly.
I live and die by a receiver's talent. What Tua did last year, unforgivable.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It is really bad. Do you care about the Browns getting the coach that wanted to draft Shador? Like, I know I get all the other controversy going on, but the fact that they got the coach that actually likes Shador, do you care about that?
Yeah, 100%. Like,
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
thought that
the
was big.
core. I think that should be the core of how they move.
Yeah.
Because he showed enough to get a legitimate chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm anticipating, because it could happen next year, but like he has one bad game and we're having like a quarterback controversy. That shit is gonna piss me off next year.
Yeah, I agree.
Considering they played fucking sorry ass. Who's the dude who didn't even fucking throw shit down the field? The guy he was competing with. Oh,
Dylan.
Dylan
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Like Shador had to compete with him. Get the fuck out of here. That's a joke.
I'm with you. 100%. All right, cool. Thank you for listening. As always, subscribe, follow us, and we'll talk to you guys next time.